All right, so here we are, joining you to Dawntrail. We're gonna be checking this out. This is from PAX East. Okay, here we go.
Thank you for coming. We're so excited to see you. It's been a jam-packed week. We had patch 6.58 drop earlier, and we also had our official launch on Xbox Series X and Series S.
Yes, welcome Xbox players.
We hope you've been treating all of our new sprouts as kindly as you can, and maybe have been picked up some extra poetics as you've been queuing with them. That said, we have a lot of fun news coming, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce to the stage the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, Naoki Yoshida!
Yes, Yoshida!
Thank you for coming today, and thank you for watching our live stream. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. Aimi-san, 自己紹介を。
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Aimi from Square Enix. I'll be helping Yoshida-san here with the translations today.
皆さん本当にたくさんお集まりいただいてありがとうございます。
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to today's panel. Lots and lots of you out here.
ファンフェスみたい。
It's like Fan Fest again.
Heck yeah. Awesome.
今日は
A lot of cosplayers.
パクスイーストの、メインステージから皆さん世界中の光の戦士たちと一緒にファイナルファンタジー14のここまでの申請してからの10年の歩みを振り返りつつ、新しい情報、それからこれからファイナルファンタジー14どうなっていくのかというあたりをお話しさせていただければと思います。
So for today's PAX main stage, of course, we would like to thank all of our players, our warriors of light around the world, looking back at the 10 years of Final Fantasy XIV, and then also talk about some new stuff that's coming up and how we're going to proceed from there.
改めて
Awesome.
こうやってこんな大きな会場でですね、こんなにたくさんの、プレイヤーの皆さんと一緒にこうステージでね盛り上がっていけるのは本当に皆さんのおかげです。ありがとうございます。
So yeah, just having this opportunity and having a venue to speak about our title and get together with all of the players and just get excited is such an honor. So again, I just want to thank everybody, all our players.
You made a great game, man.
ではちょっと
It's still so fun after all these years.
ARR、レルムリボーンのリリースからここまで、累計アカウント数がどう変遷してきたかちょっと振り返ってみたいと思います。
Okay, so I'd like to take a look at our trajectory since 2013's release of A Realm Reborn and the registered number of accounts.
レルムリボーンリリース
Alright.
してから400万人、
This is normal stuff they do, though.
そして1000万人、1800万人、こうどんどん増えていきました。
So as you can see,
Wow.
we've seen an increase from 4 million to 10 million to 18 million.
That's impressive.
ちょっと正直信じられない数字まで、皆さんのおかげでこうバックアップねしてもらったかなと思ってます。
But yeah, we are truly blown away by these numbers. It's almost unbelievable to us, but it's just so wonderful to have so much a backup or support from you all.
今日この会場に 1.0 から遊んでるよっていう方どれぐらいいます？
I just want to see a show of hands. Who here has been playing since?
Oh my God, Ray, do you? Why?
Fantasy 14?
おー
Why?
Yay, we have some legacy players.
Thank you.
Yay,
すごいたくさんいる。ありがとうござい
Oh,
ます。
wonderful. That's good to see. Thank you.
まあかなりね厳しい 1.0 のローンチでしたけど、本当にここまで信じてプレーをしてくださって改めてありがとうございます。
Yeah, we
Easier to watch the
started
video
out really
there.
rough with the original 1.0 version, but I'm so glad that you believed in us and you continued to stick with us. So thank you again.
All right, some awesome
では
stats.
ここからはちょっと各エクスパンションごとにどんな内容だったか皆さんと一緒に振り返っていきたいと思います。
So from here, I'd like to talk about the different expansions that we released and what we went through with each one.
まず最初 アーレルムリボーンファイナルファンタジー14の立て直しからですね。
So first is A Realm Reborn, when we sort of rebuilt Final Fantasy XIV.
覚えてる方たくさんいると思うんですけど、発売したのはいいんですが、非常にサーバートラブル多くてですね、ダイヤルがあんま見たくないですよね。
So when we first rebuilt 14, of course, I'm sure a lot of you may remember, but it's great that we were able to release the game. But with the server troubles and login issues, you know, you see that all too familiar pop-up dialogue. I know, I'm sure nobody wants to see that again.
た
No.
だあれですよね、エンドウォーカーの時あれの3倍ぐらいの数字をね、
Basically, they're going over like the
見ましたよね。
issues that originally started the game. Because originally this game came out in 2010.
I'm sure the numbers in that
And
error dialogue was much higher, maybe 3
Was
times
just
the
a
number.
train wreck.
7.0 は多
And then it
分
got revamped,
サーバーたくさん増やしたんで
retooled, and
大丈
everything
夫
like
だ
that.
と
Came out again, re-released in 2013. That's when I got on the PS3.
At Dawntrail, we have increased the number of
And it was a much
so
better
I'm
game then.
hoping, fingers crossed,
Obviously,
that
still had
this
some
dialogue won't pop up
quality
for
life
you
stuff they
guys.
need to figure out, and they have figured out over the years, and it's just gotten better and better ever since.
そしてまあアーレルムリボンというと結構忘れられないのがタイタンみたいなかなり尖ったコンテンツ、
300,000 registered accounts.
まああとはあれですね、覚えてます？ダークライトシリーズ、あれが最強の装備でしたね。
Dark Light attire, or the armor series. Oh, remember it? Yeah.
はい、まあそんなのがあって続いては蒼天の石が
Thank you, Ray.
移りました。
Okay, and with that, we released our first expansion, Heaven's Word.
なんといっても蒼天の石ガルドから、レイドには難易度のねノーマルとこうハードみたいなものが入って、まあいよいよコンテンツを少しずつこう多層化していくみたいなタイミングがスタートしました。
So with a Heaven's Word, we tried to look at the difficulty level
Hey,
of
Lady
different
Versailles.
battles, encounters, dungeons. So with the raids, we incorporated the normal and savage tiers.
ただ我々にとっても非常に学びの多いエクスパンションで、プレイヤーの皆さんからの ARR のフィードバックでちょっとレイド簡単なんじゃないかなっていうフィードバックをたくさんいただいていました。
So Heaven's Word was a lot of learning for us. We received a lot of feedback after the release of A Realm Reborn, and some of it was, oh, isn't the raid just a little too easy to get through?
我々よし分かった、じゃあ難しくするかと。
And so we were like, okay, fine, we get it. It was a little bit easy.
そしたらですね、やりすぎだと too much って
So we adjusted it. We adjusted the difficulty level, and now everybody was saying, no, it's too hard. You did it too far.
What? No, I like it. I like the increased difficulty levels. That's I just got to get used to it.
フィードバックをいただいてこうアジャストを始めていったというタイミングでもあります。
But with the feedback received, that is when we reviewed the job mechanics again and the different abilities that were available and made adjustments accordingly.
そしてなんといっても、1.0 から僕、担当するようになってなんとか開催したいと思っていたファンフェスが、開催できるようになった年でもありました。
And of course, we were able to hold our very first fan festival this year.
さあこの1回目のラスベガスのファンフェス行ったよっていう方います？
By the way, with the first fan festival, did any of you attend the very first Las Vegas fan festival? May I see a show of
Sorry,
hands?
I just sneezed.
おいるいる、ありがとうございます。
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
僕が一生で最も緊張した基調講演でした。
This was the keynote presentation where I was the most nervous.
そして続いて、ストーンブラッドへ、時代が移っていきます。
Next, we released the Stormblood expansion.
まあここは本当にたくさんのフィードバックをいただいて、まあジョブのメカニクス、それからバトルコンテンツのメカニクスというところもかなり、発展、試行錯誤が続いていったタイミングでもあります。
And of course, we continue to receive feedback, and we were able to look to that to adjust the different job mechanics as well as the battle mechanics.
それと同時にコンテンツに関しても、今なおたくさんの方に遊んでいただいている例えばエウレカとか、多人数の大規模コンテンツを実装していったりいろんなチャレンジ、土間式麻雀もそうですね、コンテンツが縦にばっかりじゃなくて横にこう広がっていくタイミングにもなりました。
And of course, we try to diversify our content as well, including large-scale multiplayer content like Eureka. I think some of you are still enjoying that content.
I still gotta do that myself, I think. Eureka?
So not only did we sort of expand on the difficulty, now we're going for the breadth of content.
ちなみに当時エウレカのアップデートをプロデュースされたライブでやるたびに
They revamped so many jobs though, made them a lot better overall.
ズズズズズっていうのが出てノーモアエウレカって書かれたんですよね。
You know, and when we were talking about Eureka back at the time in like a live letter, and we looked at the chat, and a lot of people were going ZZZ, ZZZ, or no more Eureka.
でもいろんなチャレンジをしてくるからこそコンテンツの広がりっていうのがあるんだというふうに、今振り返るとねそういうふうに思える、拡張だったんじゃないかなと思います。
But that said, because we took these risks and took on these challenges, that's why we were able to bring such variety of content.
そしてそれを経てシャドーブリンガーズへ続きます。
And of course,
Yes.
Shadowbringers.
A big fan favorite.
特にですね
I have my gripes with it.
MMORPG ではありま
It's
す
a
が
good one though,
RPG
but I
と
still have my
して
gripes with it.
どれだけこう質の高いストーリーそれからバトルの融合というのを、目標にやってきたんですけどその、集大成に近いところが作れたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
And so with this expansion, we kind of focused on the story and the RPG aspect of it and trying to blend together the narrative into some of the combat that you encountered. And we feel that we were able to start reaching that sort of culmination point as of Shadowbringers.
皆さんのおかげでですね本当RPG としても、随分大きく成長させていただけたというふうに感じています。
And I think because of your help, we were able to grow as an RPG as well.
でこの辺りから
Yeah, fan feedback is
本当
important.
に多くのプレイヤーの皆さんがファイナルファンタジー14に訪れてきてくださることによってプレイヤーの皆さんのニーズっていうのもかなり様々になってきました。そこにいろんな形で対応していくという試行錯誤を始めたのもこの時期です。
And of course, at this timing, there were more and more players joining Final Fantasy XIV, and we realized that there are different needs for different players, and so that's when we started looking at accommodating for even more variety of content.
そしてそれを経てエンドウォーカーへとつながっていきます。
And with all that, it connected into Endwalker.
Oh yeah, baby, the best story expansion in my opinion.
終わらない物語というか終わらない世界ではあるん
Because
ですが
so much culminated in this expansion, right?
1回目のストーリーフィナーレを目指すという形で皆さんに本当に物語と体験をお届けしてまいりました。
And of course, with Final Fantasy XIV, we are an MMORPG, which doesn't technically end per se, but we tried to bring a sort of finale to a story arc at this time.
Right.
ただそ
You
れ
got
と
to.
同時にやっぱり RPG としてのストーリーの
You bring it into a story arc that you can start a new story
本当
arc.
にたくさんの人に遊んでいただけるように特にソロコンテンツそれからソロでプレイすること少人数で遊べるといったあたりのシステム開発にとにかく注力してきたタイミングでもあります。
And of course, we have a lot of people who enjoyed the story, and thankfully we had some really great acclaim about our story being very robust for an RPG, and a lot of people were able to join Final Fantasy XIV. And with this expansion, we kind of focused in on solo content, those that can be enjoyed with either one person or a small group of people.
皆さんも辛抱強く待っていただいたおかげで ARR の時点からエンドウォーカーのラスト、それを超えてなおストーリーに関わるインスタンスダンジョンは全てコンテンツサポーターで、ソロでクリアできるというところまでようやくたどり着くことができました。
And so, of course, we implemented the duty support system so that players who want to enjoy the story and the encounters that are associated with it can go into these different dungeons by yourself. And we were able to backtrack and support content or duty support from ARR all the way to Endwalker.
まあ世の中ありがとうございます。
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
いや世の中不思議なものでやっぱりこうオンラインゲーム MMORPG 人と関わって遊ぶのが嫌だということでなかなか14はじめとする MMO を手に取ってくださらない方というのも非常に多いです。
It is kind of curious because even if this is an online game where typically it's necessary for people to work with other players to play, there are certain people who hesitate because they don't want that sort of interaction with other players, and so that's why they didn't try Final Fantasy XIV.
ただ今回こういったソロ対応とかをやってくることによってじゃあ遊んでみようかな、そしてゲームへ訪れてくださって皆さんの本当に温かいコミュニティの力に触れてどんどん光の戦士たち増えてそして育っていってるのを実感します。
That said, with content duty support, of course, that also helped. But then the community welcomed these new peoples, and they were able to support them through their growth. And I think we were able to grow in numbers of our Warrior of Light. So I think that's also a great step forward as well.
そしてそれらの状況を受けて、次に我々が目指していくのが新たな拡張パッケージとなります。
So with all that said, now we're striving for the future, which leads us to our next expansion.
Dawntrail, that's what we're here for. Let us know what's going on.
さあこちらファイナルファンタジー14としては 7.0 と
Artwork looks so sick, man.
So on the Final Fantasy XIV team internally, we call this 7.0.
サマー2024って書いてあるね。
We say summer 2024.
おいリリースデートまだ出ないのか。
And I know people are saying, well, when are we going to find out about the release date?
大丈夫もうちょっと後で話すから。
Don't worry, we will talk about it just later in the presentation.
Okay, so they are going to give us a release date today. Good, good.
さあこの 7.0 ドントレイルから、さらにこの先10年間
That's fine. I can wait on a release date announcement.
一緒にしていこうと思います。
So of course, this 7.0, aka Dawntrail, is our next challenge in the 10 years moving forward.
What's up, Brett?
その10年次の10年に際して我々が、まず最初にチャレンジしていこうと思っていることがこちらです。
So one of the first challenges we want to take on for the next 10 years is going to be this.
これまで、まあ、6.0、6.x シリーズで、たくさんのカジュアルプレイヤー、
this is probably arguably the best MMORPG out there that stayed relevant, has evolved, adapted, keeps getting better.
So, of course, throughout 6.0 Endwalker, through the 6.x patch series, we were making different preparations to welcome in those more casual-leaning players or people who wanted to enjoy content by themselves, solo. So, with Dawntrail, we want to aim for evolving as an MMORPG.
さあではじゃあ具体的にどういうことなのというのを
I'm hanging in there, man.
コンセプト方針をお話ししていきます。
So I would like to go through what we're thinking about specifically in a sort of like an overview of our concept.
まずその一つ目、マルチプレイという部分をさらに強化していこうと思います。
Oh, next stage of F14's refined multiplayer gameplay.
Multiplayer
Okay.
aspect as one of those things.
That's definitely a good thing.
ラージスケール、多人数で遊べる。
More large-scale duties. What?
So with that, we would like to refine or to tackle on more large-scale duties.
エウレカやボズヤに続く、バトル系の大型の探索コンテンツというのの開発もすでにスタートしています。
So content that kind of are in the same vein of Eureka or Bosnia is going to be in the works.
Ah, okay. Right on, let's go.
まあこの辺りもちろんまだ公表してないコンテンツというのも開発、スタートしてたりはするんですが、とにかくファイナルファンタジー14というゲーム、たくさんの、価値観のプレイヤーに遊んでいただけているその力を今回 7.0 以降 7.1、7.2 でこうみんなで遊ぶということをさらに突き詰めていけたらなと思ってます。
And so there are lots of content we're trying to develop right now. Some of them that may not be mentioned here today in today's presentation, but we understand that there are a lot of different values that people hold as they are playing Final Fantasy XIV. So we want to also focus in on large-scale content, multiplayer content, as we go through 7.1 and 2 and beyond.
まあ、もちろんその 6.X シリーズでね、バリアントダンジョンみたいな少人数で遊ぶコンテンツっていうのもそのシステム開発しっかりできましたので、それらをやらないというわけじゃなくて、そういったコンテンツもやりながらさらにラージスケールのコンテンツも作っていきます。
Of course, we're not neglecting the solo or smaller scale content like the variant dungeons. We will continue to update that. And so it's going to be more in parallel. We're going to have the smaller scale content versus the large participating content as well.
そしてもう一つ重要なポイントがこちらです。
And another important element that I want to cover is this.
A more fulfilling gaming experience. Ooh. I'm intrigued by that.
Fulfilling gaming experience is how we worded it, but we want to kind of focus in on this as well.
例えば、まあ本当に世界中たくさんのプレイヤーの方のフィードバックから、まあ我々こうじゃあこの遊び応えって何かっていうと、こうボスのターゲットサークルがやけくそにこうでかくなっていったりとか。
So, for example, this is one of the many feedback that we have received that kind of relates to that fulfilling gaming experience. For example, the target circle of your enemy, the hitbox, is ridiculously large at this point.
Yeah.
こうギミックの内容
He's not wrong.
ちょっと似たようなものが増えてきて、実際にプレイしていてもちょっとまたこのパターンなのかとか、まあもちろんなんだろう、こう経験が積みやすいから楽ではあるんですけど、実際にちょっと自分でプレイしてても眠くなってくるなっていうのがあったりしてます今。
And in terms of battle mechanics, they tend to be very similar content to content. And some people might feel that it's very repetitive, feels like a pattern almost. And of course, it might help if you are trying to build your gameplay experience and try to get a hang of it. But for some players, me included, I kind of get sleepy because it kind of gets routine and mundane.
まあ僕あんまりこうゲームしながら寝落ちすることないんですけど、ちょっと疲れてると眠くなってきたなってなるんで、もうちょっとエキサイトメントを高めていきたいと思います。
You know, we rarely fall asleep when we're playing games if we're really into it, but then sometimes when I get too tired, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna. So I'm trying to see if I can spice it up a little, bring the excitement back.
さあここで注意点です。
That's good. He wants to.
I do want to advise you.
こういう話をすると、やばい、吉田また難易度を上げようとしてるって思う方たくさんいらっしゃいます。
When I talk about something like this, I know some people might get a knee-jerk reaction of, "Oh no, Yoshida is going to make everything difficult again."
No, he just wants to keep players engaged. He doesn't want them falling asleep.
基本的にね、
Like he sometimes does with certain things about the combat.
もっと興奮してもらうためにもっともっと新しいギミック、オリジナリティのあるものっていうのを作っていきたいと、そういう意思表明だと思ってください。
And so for the most part, we're not trying to trouble people. We're trying not to make your lives difficult. It's just we want to bring a little bit more uniqueness, something that is new and original into these battles. So rest assured.
まあちょっと日本語なので難しいかもしれないですけど、もう少しプレイヤーの皆さん一人一人が工夫する余地、自分だからこれができたみたいな遊び応えっていうところをちゃんと作っていきたいというふうに思ってます。
So in the Japanese word, there's this word kufu, which loosely translates to kind of thinking
Right,
with your
right.
own mind and kind of figuring it out. So I think we want to encourage players to build your own strategies, kind of talk to each other in your party to strategize, and kind of encourage that kind of gameplay also.
Yeah, hell yeah. That sounds awesome.
まあ我々いろんなチャレンジを
I'm all for that.
こうなんだろうリスクも取りながらやっていこうと思うので、まあ時折失敗してね皆さんに怒られることもあるかもしれませんが、だんだん慣れてきてしまった14を今一度エキサイト持って楽しめるように、さらに拡大させていこうというのが当面の目標になります。
And so, of course, we would love to take challenges. I would like for my developers to be able to take on challenges, take risks in creating their content. And of course, we may screw up. We may have a misstep, and we might be up here apologizing to our players once again. But you know, we don't want things to be mundane. We want you guys to be excited as you play Final Fantasy XIV.
まあこうなるとジョブはどうなるのかっていう心配がきっとあると思うんですが。
And I'm sure with this kind of talk, it might beg the question, like, well, so what's going to happen to the different jobs and their mechanics?
まあジョブに関してはせっかく節目のねレベル100が来るので、今何かを大きくめちゃくちゃバトルメカニクスも含めていじるってことは 7.0、7.x シリーズではしません。今の延長線上にちゃんとアップデートを行います。
So, because we are reaching a sort of milestone level cap, which is level 100, it's not we don't intend to upset everything again. We want to just continue updating the different jobs and kind of add on to what we already have set up throughout the 7.0 and 7.x series.
まあまずはコンテンツ側
Interesting.
の
All right.
エキサイトメントを高めるというのを 7.1、7.2、7.3 と徐々にねこうやっていこうと思いますのでよろしくお願いします。
So, of course, we're going to be focusing on the content itself and the encounters throughout 7.1, 2, and 3 to
Yeah,
bring
Yoshi
back
P
that
gets
sort of
it. He gets it.
excitement.
まあ遊び応えとかチャレンジ増やすのいいけどなんかちょっとメリッ
He's
ト
a gamer too at the end of the day, right?
お声あると思います。
And so we
He's a
talked
nerd just
about
like
how
us.
we're going to bring back excitement to the content itself, but you know, well, what's in it for me?
我々今取り組んでいるのがプレイヤーの皆さんに、獲得していただく
Improve
リワ
rewards.
ードというものを大幅に増やしていこうという、ワークフローを作り始めてます。
Yoshi P.
So with that, we are looking into sort of improving the rewards so that, yeah, we can sort of bolster that aspect of it.
まあこれまで ARR からここに
Okay.
までなかなかこの1パッチあたりのリワード、例えば装備ギアとかもっとたくさんのマウントとかなかなかここまで増やせないで来れたんですが、いよいよここから先コンテンツの幅も量もかなり増えましたので、皆さんにお届けする報酬というのもさらに量を増やしていこうと思ってます。
And so with the different expansions throughout, since we released ARR up to this point, we were unable to increase the number of rewards per patch that we give in terms of gear or mounts. And so looking to the future and just considering how wide and broad we have become with the different content that we offer, we would like to look into increasing the amount of rewards that we are providing our players.
7.1 から徐々に増やしていく今計画になっていて、おおよそ 7.3 ぐらいの時には今の1パッチあたりの報酬が 1.5 倍ぐらいまで増やせるんじゃないかなと思います。
So the plans are in place. So our goal is that by patch 7.3-ish, we would have maybe 1.5 times more compared to current.
Sweet. All right.
まあたくさんの皆さんから、たくさんね利益もいただいてますので、さらに還元してとにかく皆さんと一緒にさらにこう14盛り上げていこうと思いますのでどうぞよろしくお願いします。
So with your subscriptions and just continuing to stay with us, we have collected from you. So we want to give back. So we want to continue looking into things like this.
さあそれらのスタートとなるドーントレイル、この内容、まあ皆さんもうご存知だとは思うんですが、改めてざっとだけね中身確認しておきましょう。
So Dawntrail, I know we've announced many information, but just wanted to do a very quick recap of what we've already talked about.
That's fair.
新しいジョブ、バイパーとピクトマンサー実装されますね。
of course, 2 new jobs, Viper and Pictomancer.
Right, right. I'm looking forward to Viper more than Pictomancer.
レベルキャップもついにレベル100に到達、節目になりますね。
And level cap will be increased to level 100, which is sort of a milestone for us.
Hell yeah. Oh god, you're gonna create a new character now?
我々 8.0 のことも考えなきゃいけないので、110にするのか、120にするのか、150にするのか、一旦全部50に戻そうか、いろんなことを話し合い始めてます。
That said, we also have to start looking into what should we do for 8.0, and do we raise it just another 10 levels, 20 levels, 50 levels? Or do we just reset everything and go back to 50?
でもそれぐらいやっぱ長期計画を持ってね、さらにこの先10年、20年と続けていきたいので、いろんなことをもうすでに計画をし始めてます。
That said, jokes aside, we are looking into a long-term plan. That's why we're trying to also look at what would it look like 10 years, 20 years from now.
Right.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, thank you.
そして改めてですね、
Because they definitely want to keep this going for like another decade or so.
Xbox でもつい先日ですね、正式ローンチをすることができました。
And of course, Xbox players, thank you so much for your patience. We were able to release the Xbox version of Final Fantasy XIV.
さらに、当然新しいエリア多数ありますし、新しい敵も多数出てきます。そして多数のダンジョン、新しいものが
Wait,
用意されています。
cosmic exploration, new dungeons, new
Of course,
allies,
get the new areas, new threats, new dungeons we have prepared for you.
当然
New
新しい
raid?
イベントも始まりますし、先ほどお話ししたように、プレイヤーみんなで遊ぶというコンセプトで、さら
I'm
にね、
excited about
エク
this.
スプローラー、ちょっと惑星をね、
New homes? Question mark? Yeah, I know,
探
right?
索してもらうみたいなコンテンツ、いよいよかなり仕様も固まって、制作がスタートできそうな状態になってます。
And so, of course, we have the new raid that's going to be coming. And then as for the large-scale content where everybody can participate would be the Cosmic Explorer, where you're on a planet trying to explore and develop. So I think we have our systems kind of drafted in place. And so we are...
So this time we're not going to the moon, we're going to other planets? What?
そして
I don't know what's up with that cactuar.
And then...
こんなさまざまなチャレンジと要素を詰め込んだ、ファイナルファンタジー、14、7.0 の16 Dawntrail
So of course, with a lot of challenges that we're taking for the new Final Fantasy XIV expansion, not 16, 7.0.
Oh my god! What? He's gonna be like, let me just click it right there to show it for y'all. Let me just do that. Yoshi P like oh my god! That's literally 7 days off from Shadow the Erdtree.
ファイナルファンタジー14、ドントレイル6月28日アーリーアクセススタート、そして7月2日正式発売という形で、今最終調整を、最後のね開発の追い込みをやっているところです。
So thank you so much for your patience. I know we waited for a long time to announce this, but we are happy to say that we are planning to start early access on June 28th and official release on July 2nd, and we're making our final adjustments on those.
So I'm guessing if you pre-order it, you get early access. That's my speculation.
アーリーアクセス本当はもう1週間前にしたかったんですけど。
So with this early access start date, we actually wanted to start it a week earlier.
Really? He's talking about Elden Ring. He's referring to Elden Ring. Yoshi P knows.
エルデンリングのね DLC やりたいでしょうから。
We figured everybody would be interested in playing the Elden Ring DLC.
その代わり1週間です。
I'll give you 1 week.
He gets it. Hell, he probably wants to play the Elden Ring DLC too.
ですので1週間どっぷりエルデンリングの DLC 楽しんだらもうそのままサマーバケーションへ突入してください。
So I'll give you 1 week to enjoy Elden Ring DLC, and then just go into your summer vacation into Dawntrail.
Yeah, yeah.
言っときますけど決して僕がやりたいからずらしたわけじゃないですからね。
Just want to make it clear, it's not because I want to play Elden Ring DLC and then play Dawntrail.
Say, oh, he even wants to play it. He wants to play it.
Although I am looking forward to it.
He wants to play Elden Ring DLC.
リリース
He just confirmed
アー
it.
リーアクセスの日付を発表した
I
の
love
で
that.
ちょっとコレクターズエディションを紹介させていただきます。
So, because we have discussed the release date, I would like to touch upon the collector's edition. So, if we could have the, we want to show.
I'm not going to get the collector's
content
edition,
of what
but
the
it's
physical
going to be nice to see what's in it.
collector's edition entails.
Oh. So no like video, no screen. No, they got the real collector's edition right there to show off to people. Yoshi P looking like, and I gotta take off my rings now. I said, fuck this.
まずコレクターズエディション、まあここに全部物理でね、持ってきたんですけど、今回、フィギュアがまた
That's pretty sick though. That statue. That's pretty sick.
光の戦士、ハイクオリティフィギュアになっております。
Okay, so getting into the contents of the physical collector's edition. As you can see, we have our high quality Viper figure.
Hell yeah.
そして冒険には欠かせない今回、
Oh, look at that map, dude.
新たなファイナルファンタジー14のマップですね。
Wow.
Can't forget our map of the realm.
そしてちょっと待ってくださいね。
Hold on. Let me neatly put this away.
All right.
そして、光の戦士たちが冒険でね使ってる愛用の機構録を今
What is that?
アイテムとして作ってみました。
Okay, next is the unending journey as a journal form. Sorry.
Oh.
でまあこちらね当然中身皆さんで埋めてってください。
So of course, it is literally a journal, so you can note down your adventures in this book.
That's cool for people that are into that. There's definitely some people that are into that.
そして続いてがですねこちら何かというとちょっと古風な
What?
ペン入れになってます。
And so this, it's actually sort of like a vintage-looking pen case.
かなりこだわってね
I was
作り
gonna
ました
say,
冒険した感というのを大事にしながら
Very like,
But yeah, we were really
I guess nostalgic in a way.
about
Do something like
the
this.
design of this pen case, kind of replicating that feeling of an adventure.
Oh yeah, all this stuff's worth more worth millions now because he touched it.
And storing
Facts.
it into this kind of envelope.
で、まあこう巻いてですよ。
You can roll it
I would be shocked if like
and
he doesn't do like signatures on some of these collector editions or something like that.
and it
or in
has a
some way.
spring that you can close it with.
まあなので
That's pretty cool.
ペンだけじゃなくてねいろんなもの収納してねこうバッグに持ち運びやすいように、なってます。
So of course, you can utilize this for not just pens, but any sort of stick-like objects to put in there.
そしてちょっと待ってくださいね手袋した方がいい
Actually,
か
this
な。
one we might want to wear gloves,
Nah.
or do we?
もちろんこの天野先生のね最新書き下ろしのドントレールのとこの特装ボックスついてきます。
Of course, we haven't forgotten the decorative art box featuring the wonderful artwork of Mr. Yoshitaka Amano.
You think you might get it, Alex, with the collector's edition?
はいというわけでちょっとコレクターズエディションの今回物理アイテムですねご紹介しました。ちょっと待ってね IL 上げるからね。
So these are the physical components of the collector's edition. Sorry, let me put my accessories back on to get my eye level up. Okay.
さあじゃあ
All right, so what's the digital goods?
コレクターズエディションがねこんな感じになってます。
This is our collector's edition physical items.
まあ今紹介した内容一覧になっておりますので、ぜひ、さあコレクターズエディション物理どうしようかなと悩んでいただければと思います。
So, and this is a list of the physical items that will be included in the collector's
How much
edition.
you want to guess?
If you could, please consider.
How much you want to guess? It's probably like
but yeah, your
$300,
consideration would be
right?
Definitely appreciated.
You think it's 150?
ありがとうございます。
I don't think it's. I think it's way
ちょっと
more.
聞いてみようかな。ちなみに ARR から全部の
With the way collector's editions have been going up in price over the past few
Out of
years,
curiosity, who here has collected all of the collector's editions since ARR?
すごい。ありがとうございます。
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
欲しい。
面白いのがね、スクエニのスタッフも手を挙げてるのがちょっと面白い。
I just noticed that some of our Square Enix staff also raised their hands, which is very interesting.
個人的に買ってくれてありがとうね。
Thank you so much for your purchase.
さあここまでちょっと物理、アイテムの紹介をしましたので、ここからは
how much is the one Yossi P touched? I
コレ
don't
クターズ
know.
エディションのアイテムをご紹介したいと思います。
Okay, so we went over the physical items in the collector's edition. Next, I would like to talk about the digital items.
その前にそれに関係する動画をちょっと短いですけどご覧いただこうと思います。
So, in relation to that, we brought a short video to show you. Please roll video.
Hey, let's go. Let's see. A new mount? What the? Dude, what in the Transformers? Bro, what the? We get a Decepticon? That's a mount? We get a freaking Decepticon? I know it's not a Decepticon, but that's the show. Okay, called Arc? Alright. Wow, from FF9.
今ご覧いただいた
Wind up Garnet Minion, Chocobo Brush as well.
ゲームアイテム
Wow, okay.
なります。
So yeah, the video that you've seen, it's pretty self-explanatory, but one of the digital items that you can receive in the collector's edition is the Arc mount.
そしてその後で完成上がったのはきっと
That's dope.
ミニオンがついてくるからかなと。
All jokes aside
And then
about saying
I'm
it's a
sure people are
Transformer,
cheered
that
for
looks
that
fucking
Garnet
cool.
Lion, too.
そして武器の方は、新しく追加となるピクトマンサーの、武器である。
That it is, yeah. For you FF9 fans out there who love FF9, played it, your love
so
letter.
Of course, with the Pictomancer being implemented, the glam weapon is going to be the Chocobo's brush. And I see in the audience somebody already has a Pictomancer brush.
すごい。
That's
もう
amazing.
完璧にク
That's
ルルさんにな
perfect.
って。
Oh, it's Cryo. Oh, thank you. Perfect.
こちらがデジタルアイテムのコレクターズエディションですので、ちょっとここで SKU の説明だけ簡単にしておきます。
So again, these are the digital items, but we do have a kind of complex sort of SKUs lineup. So allow me to explain.
基本的にはエンドウォーカーと同じなんですが、ちょっとおさらいしておきましょう。
Wait, there's a
this
digital
one is
collector's
just like
edition?
our last expansion, Endwalker, but just wanted to go over this really quickly.
まず Windows
I gotta see how much that is.
Steam を除く Windows と Mac 版でプレイされている方で、コレクターズエディ
You
ション
said
を買うという
60for
方は
the digital collector?
一番上のコレクター
It's
ズエディション
60?
を買っていただければゲームもついてくるし、さっきご紹介した物理アイテムもついてくるし、今ご紹介したインゲームアイテムもついてきます。
So if you are playing on a Windows or Mac,
Breaks bank for digital
but that would be
edition.
the top row where you see that
Buying it just for the
collector's
Garnet Minion? I don't blame you.
bundle
I don't
where
blame
the
you.
game, the expansion, the physical goods, and the in-game items come in one package.
そしてプレイステーション4、プレイステーション5、Xbox、そして Steam でプレイされている方で、さっきご紹介した物理の、コレクターズ購入されたい方は、グッズだけのボックスというのがあるので、それとこの下にあるデジタルコレクターズエディションを購入していただければ、どっちも手に入るようになってます。
So if you are playing on a PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X or S, or Steam, so we have the physical items packaged by themselves as a collector's box, and then the digital items would be bundled into the digital collector's edition.
Gotcha.
そして
Yeah, makes
いいん
sense.
だと物理はいいんだとマウントアークを早くよこせという方はこのデジタルコレクターズエディションを買っていただければ大丈夫です。
And if you just want the digital items, you don't care about the physical items, just give me the ARC mount, then you can go for the digital collector's edition.
Right.
そして最後スタンダードエディション何もついてこないノーマルのパッケージです。
And then finally, we have our standard edition. This is just the expansion.
多分この会場にいる方と配信をご覧の皆様にはスタンダードエディションは多分関係ないです。
And so, for those people who are enthused about our collector's edition, I think the standard edition will not really pertain to you.
さあというわけで、ちょっとね複雑に SKU になっていますが、これら改めて、ウェブサイトの方でも詳細説明されますので、ご確認いただければと思います。
So yeah, I understand it's a bit complicated, so we will be having a website set up so that it explains the different lineups. So if you wanted to get more details, we encourage you to look at that page.
あと1個注意点ですが、ファイナルファンタジー14はエンドウォーカーからもう一切物理パッケージを作っていないので、お店に行ってもドントレール売ってないのでご注意ください。
And another point of caution, and you may be familiar with this, since Endwalker, we have not produced a physical disc version of the game or the expansion itself. So please be warned, if you go into like a game retailer, you will not find the standard edition disc there anymore. It's all digital download only.
はい、忘れないように。
All right. So no physical media as far as the game itself when it comes to Dawntrail, just like they do on with
グラフィ
Endwalker.
ックスのアップデートを行うということで、特に皆さんの環境を、アップグレードというかね、必須動作環境等々変わってますので、改めて
To be honest, it's kind of understandable because I mean it's MMO. It's been around for
With
so
the
long.
different updates that we're making, including the graphical update, I'm afraid we will have to adjust the system requirements for your platform.
これまでに
Yeah.
お話ししてきた部分と
Okay, so Windows system requirements with the update, graphical overhaul.
Which is the singular point on this chart of system requirements.
I got it on PS5, so I'm gonna be good regardless.
CPU、必須動作環境の中にインテル Core i7 の6700
Damn, that gig size though. 140 gigs or higher.
ここを7700にちょっと変更させてください。
So originally on the Windows platform, the minimum system requirements indicated Intel Core i7 6700 series or higher. We are going to be bumping it up to require the 7700 series.
なぜかというと、
Yeah, I know some of y'all in chat are good no matter what. I'm good no matter what
グ
myself.
ラフィックスボードの組み合わせの
Because
時
reason being
極端にパフォーマンス
as well, so if you look at the recommended there for the GPU,
の相性の悪さみたいなのが
RTX 2060,
発見され
that's
たので
not, or higher, that's
あと
not that
もう一つ
bad, honestly.
6700が、昨年で Windows のサポートが終了するっていうのが
That shit gonna look pristine on my PC, I bet.
まあこの先10年さらにということを考えるんであれば7700とさせていただいた方が、分かりやすいのかなというふうになってます。まあおそらく皆さん大丈夫だと思うので、ここだけご注意ください。
So there are a couple of reasons why we had to bump this up. One is because with some combinations, the CPU and the graphics board seems to have seen issues in performance. So
Right.
That's one reason. And then it seems there was an announcement that the 6700 will no longer be supported on the Windows platform. And it was announced last year that that support was ending. So we figured that
Oh,
it was better to
okay.
bump it up.
That makes
So
sense.
that we'll have a supported CPU. So
I didn't know
I'm
about
hoping
that.
Everybody is okay on their machines, but just in case, you might want to double check your CPU.
そしてすごいちょっと重要なんですけど、
But even like the recommended system requirements overall are not that bad.
開けといてください。
They're really not.
And another thing, the let's see, the HDD available disk space. I hope you are able to secure enough space for the game to be downloaded onto your machine.
今回グラフィックスアップデートによって非常に高解度のテクスチャーとかがこれまでにリリースしてきたアイテム全部にどんどんかかっていくので、ちょっとパッチサイズ、ゲームサイズ非常に大きくなりますので、ぜひご注意ください。
With the graphical updates, a lot of high-res materials will need to be downloaded into the game, and so the patch size, the expansion size, will be quite big. So please be advised.
そしてお待たせしました。こちらが Mac 版の
And oh, I forgot this is on Mac. I forgot people can play this on Mac too. All right, I don't really know much about Mac systems though. I'm out of the loop on Mac, like GPUs and CPUs and all that stuff and the specs of Macs. I'm so out of the loop, so I'm not sure how good or bad this is going to be.
For these different details of your machine specs.
はい。では、発売日もアーリーアクセスも発表したので、じゃあプレオーダーいつからだというお話をさせていただきます。
Okay, so we announced the early access and release dates, so let's go into pre-ordering the expansion.
まずは当然プリオーダーしたら何がもらえるのかからいきます。
And of course, we'd like to talk about the bonus items that you will receive when you pre-order.
Wow! Wow! FF9 fans are eating good. FF9 fans are spoiled right now. I say that because I'm not necessarily a true FF9 fan because I've never actually played or beaten the game. I own 2 copies of it though on PS4 and Steam.
ここまでやたらと露骨なファイナルファンタジー9推しですが、なぜなのかは言わないでおきます。
You may have noticed a lot of Final Fantasy IX references here, but
I'm gonna have to play 9. I'm gonna have to play 9 before this comes out. I'm gonna have to. I got to. Like,
こちらのアーゼマイヤリングに関しては、レベル
I gotta try and fit 9 in somehow.
モンスターを倒した時の討伐
In between, you know, me trying to finish up Rebirth and Dragon's Dogma 2 and
プレイヤーの
other shit.
クラスのレベルが上がれば、
Yeah, no, I got a few months. I got a few
上がっていく
months.
というアイテムになっていますので、レベリングに非常に最適になってます。
So of course, with the Azuma earrings, this is similar to the last pre-order bonus, but whenever you defeat an enemy, the experience points that you receive will have a 30% boost, and then the stats on the accessory itself will also kind of scale as your player is leveling your character. So it does become quite advantageous when you're trying to level your character.
はい。そしてプレオーダーの特典としてアーリーアクセスの権利が皆さんに付与されます。
So yeah, it is a pre-order bonus. Pre-order bonus, early access. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to pre-order it.
今回の拡張が初めての14の拡張って方もいらっしゃると思うんで。
So of course, I do want to caution you because there may be some of you who are purchasing an expansion for the first time with Dawntrail.
予約をしないと
Typically, there's always like newcomers, new players when the new expansion comes out.
予約を忘れてるとみんなこうバーって夏休み行ってるのに自分だけ7月2日まで待たなきゃいけなくなるので注意してくださいね。
So you need to make sure you have pre-ordered the expansion in order to gain early access. So
Right.
if you don't pre-order, while everybody's going on summer vacation, June 28th, and you realize, wait, I haven't pre-ordered, so you have to wait until the actual release, which is July the 2nd. So if you want early access, you might want to pre-order.
ではプレオーダーその予約開始日に関してですが、
When does it go live? Oh shit! Tuesday.
So pre-orders will begin next week.
Wow. Honestly, that's a little sooner than expected. I thought maybe it was gonna be a little bit later. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a little bit later, like in April.
Steam 版は全世界同時に PTD に9時に開くのでご注意ください。
So of course, the Steam version will be one set time globally. So it's on the disclaimer down there at 9 a.m. PDT. But the rest is local time, 9 a.m.
Okay.
Let's see. America would be West Coast time, but.
そしてさっきご紹介した、ちょっと待ってね。これこの2つのアイテムはプレオーダーのが確認でき次第、レターモーグリがすぐに皆さんのところに運びに行きますので 7.0 を待たずに、アイテムをお届けしますのでぜひ早めの予約をお願いいたします。
And of course, the in-game bonuses that you receive with pre-ordering will be delivered to you via delivery Moogle as soon as we are able to confirm the pre-order. So you are able to access these before the expansion launches.
え
Okay.
まあただねちょっと不安なのがね予約サイトがダウンしなきゃいいなっていう
The only concern that we have is I hope the pre-order site doesn't crash again.
That's true.
メタモーグリたちがもう無理クポ疲れ
That
て
does happen
ちょ
sometimes.
っとね遅れる可能性もあるんで
And our poor delivery Moogles, they may be like, oh, I'm so tired, Kupo.
まあいずれにせよちょっと予約をしていただいた方から順次アイテムすぐにねお届けしてまいりますのでぜひ予約の方よろしくお願いします
That said, we will be delivering these in-game items as we confirm your pre-order. So we would encourage you to do so.
はいさあでは1時間にわたっていろいろお話し
What else we got?
してまいりました
What else, Yoshi P? Is that it?
この辺までかなと
So yeah, we had about 1 hour to speak about our new expansion. So I think that kind of wraps up discussion about our
Okay.
Dawntrail
That's it.
expansion.
All right.
ただですね昨日パックスイーストの方でですねファイナルファンタジー16の、パネルがございました
That said, I know there was a panel on Final Fantasy 16 just yesterday.
Yeah, what's up with the crossover?
ファイナルファンタジー16のプロデューサーの吉田 P がですね
And in that panel, the producer, Yoshida,
クロスオーバークエストの開始日ヨシ P 発表していいよって言ってくれたんで
mentioned that, oh yeah, Final Fantasy 14 producer director, you're welcome to announce the crossover quest line release date.
というわけで7月2日から
Oh shit!
So that April 2nd is going to be the date that the crossover quest line will become available.
まあ
Yes!
1ヶ月ですね
Yes!
4月入ったらすぐにスタートしますので、ぜひぜひご期待ください
So it will begin as soon as we enter the month of April. So I hope you take a look.
まだまだ16
Sweet. I'm definitely gonna be playing that.
くださってる方もいるというふうに思いますので今回のクロスオーバークエストは、16のストーリーの物語の序盤とのクロスオーバーになっているので極端な強いネタバレはできるだけしないようにでも報酬が豪華になるように一生懸命14チームと16チーム力を合わせて作りました
And of course, we understand that there are players of Final Fantasy 16 who are looking forward to the PC release. So we don't want to spoil the story for those who are on 14 who are waiting for 16. So the crossover content kind of covers like the first part of the game without any spoilers. But we have made sure that the rewards are very robust. So I hope you look forward to that.
Okay, I see. So they're not trying to like let the rewards be known because of spoilers. Got it. That's fair, because there's still a lot of people who haven't played 16 yet.
実装日お知らせできたので各言語ウェブサイトで特設ページ開いていくと思います
And of course, it did take a while, but the team worked really hard, and we were able to announce the implementation date. So I believe we do have landing pages, web pages that give us the details on these.
まあクエストのスタートがどこなのか
Sweet. And yeah, I'll do a more in-depth video for YouTube about this stuff, guys, both on 16 and Dawntrail and the crossover event with what's been talked about today. I'm gonna look into some more, do my research, basically.
About, say, where the quest giver is and things like that. So once the page does open up, if it hasn't already, we encourage you to take a look.
さあでは1時間にわたって、パックスイーストの会場からお届けしてきた14のステージですが、そろそろ終わりの時間となりました
All right, I think that we are approaching the end of this presentation, actually.
これ以上スポイラーで話せないんだって
No, there's too much spoilers. I can't avoid spoilers. So,
Yoshi working the crowd. Yoshi P working the crowd.
ごめんごめん
no.
完成 声しか聞こえない。
I'm sorry, I only heard the cheers. I was curious to know what that guy was saying.
何何何 What?
あ、ジョブアクショントレーラー。
ごめんごめん。今作ってるから。
We are still in the process of making that though.
Sorry. まあいよいよ今日発売日、アーリーアクセス発表できたので、5月上旬からは世界中を回ったメディアツアー始まるので、そこから多数の情報もちろん出ていきます。
So yeah, today was the announcement for the release timing, and so we will be conducting a media tour towards the beginning of May-ish, and we do plan on revealing more information in the lead up to Dawntrail.
Sweet.
そして4月には、久しぶりにはなります
And
が、
that's to be expected, right? They're going to trickle out tidbits more of
グラ
info
フィックスアップデートの内容を
to get us all hyped up more.
トレーラーのクライアントを使いながら細か
I
い
just
と
hope
こ
they
ろをかな
promote
り
it
説明
smart.
していこうと思います。
And of course, in April, we plan to do another letter from the producer live to talk about the graphical updates, utilizing
Awesome,
actual
okay.
in-game, using in-game.
もう本当に今開発佳境に入っているので、正直僕このパックスイストの会場の隣のホテルでジョブのチェックしてたりするんで。
But yeah, the team is working really hard, and I think we're reaching the peak of our development production. And I actually am also reviewing the materials that come up and in my hotel room.
Wow,
な
okay.
のでそれぐらい一生懸命作ってますんで、もうちょっとお待ちください。
So the team is working really hard, so just a little bit more of your patience would be definitely appreciated.
さあでは最後に改めまして本当に、ARR から数えると、丸10年、そして 1.0 から数えるとね、もう13年にわたって本当に世界中たくさんの人にサポートしていただいて14ここまで来れました。
So once again, I would like to just look back at the 10 years of ARR, and if you count it from the original 1.0, 13 years, just how much support we've received from players around the world, and just how appreciative I am of you all.
我々がね本当にここまで
It's awesome.
歩んでこれたのは本当に本当に本当
The
に
amount of love and
プ
support
レイヤーの皆さん、
is just
光の
incredible.
戦士の皆さんのおかげです。
And the reason why we were able to get this far in our journey is just truly, truly, truly because of the players, our warriors of light.
ぜひですね、これから今日お話ししたようにさらにこの先10年、20年、僕がちょっと死んじゃって機会になるかもしれないですけど、そうなったとしても14続けていけるように皆さんと一緒に引き続き歩いていきたいと思います。
But yeah, we will continue to strive forward, aiming for the next 10, 20 years, to the day I die, basically, to bring you Final Fantasy 14.
ありがとうございました。Thank you.
Thank you, Yoshi P. You freaking legend. Hell yeah. That was awesome, man. A lot of great details, updates. I personally didn't want to be spoiled on any story stuff, really. I was just like more curious about like release date, pricing. There obviously was collector's edition, we got that, and updates on like how to try and improve the game overall. Obviously very general type of updates in terms of the topics talked about. There'll be more details talked about later on, and a love letter. And let me pause real quick. And other cool stuff. So, they're going to hopefully do some smart promotion for this. They most likely will. They usually nail it, with F14 stuff. And I want this to be a even more successful MMORPG. I love Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14 is my favorite MMO of all time. To me, there's nothing better. Yes, I'm biased. But at the same time, I mean, you got to give it to them. Yoshi and his team, like, they put in the work, hard working like that to keep the fans interested, to evolve the game, change it up, make sure it's not boring, make sure it's like always engaging. Because even he was talking about like how like with the hitbox mechanic and how that works like that, he feels that like for him makes him sleepy sometimes. So he's going to be revamping that, and they're doing a graphical overhaul, and they're trying to update other systems and change up jobs, add to the jobs, things like that. I'm excited for this. So yeah, I will be doing a more in-depth separate video regarding the information that was talked about in this. Same with FF16. this is just for my initial reaction and thoughts and my excitement about what was talked about. But yeah, so stay tuned for that on the YouTube channel that's coming when I do that video where it goes over this information talked about a bit more detail from what I can find out from different sources online, basically, you know, that reporting on this, things like that. So yeah, very hyped for this. I want to try and get the collector's digital edition if I can. You know, we'll see what happens, but yeah, definitely want to try and get that pre-ordered soon. But man, this is freaking awesome. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below on this as well too, because I'm excited to hear from you.